I love it. Well, I'm not really all by myself, sort of. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Excuse me, taking over for the Stockwell Eldridge show. Jason and Dawn not available today or at the moment. So, and I do have some company here with me, Jeff Peterson with Commercial Partners. We're talking some 1031 exchange. And again, just talking, people always ask me that they know that I work for Wells Fargo, what's going on, where are rates, what's happening. And one of the things I talked about earlier was our new Your First Mortgage program. And while it doesn't qualify for investment purchases, a lot of times what people did, my example is I bought my first home, and when I was ready to move up for my second home, I kept my townhome that I had and turned it into a rental property. So I do have some experience in owning rental properties. But if you're looking to make a primary residence, people ask, again, how much money do I need down and how expensive it is to buy a house. And with our new program, Your First Mortgage, it allows you to only put down 3%. So people have heard about FHA loans, government loans. Now those require 3.5% down, and then there's also upfront mortgage insurance. So on an example of a $200,000 home, and I'm reading this article off of the National Mortgage News, where on a $200,000 purchase, an FHA loan would require $7,000 down payment. So enrolling in the upfront mortgage premium of $3,400, your loan amount would be $196,400. If you were to choose the Wells Fargo Your First Mortgage program, which is a conventional product, only 3% down. That's only a $6,000 down payment, so $1,000 less you have to put down, and no upfront mortgage insurance. So your loan amount would start out at $194,000. So a lot of savings. So basically $3,400 right off the bat, and your mortgage payments are typically going to be a little bit lower. So, and that could be with somebody with a 700 credit score, that could be about $70 less per month. So a lot of really great programs and opportunities out there. Again, I'm with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. You can call me at 612-940-7335, and I'd be glad to connect you with a loan officer at Wells Fargo that can tell you more about this program and help you get qualified. So if you're looking to purchase investment properties, as Jeff and I were kind of talking about, or selling investment properties, we also do, we've got great programs for investment financing as well. So back to the questions then, Jeff, we were talking about. Let's hypothetically, I have my little rental townhome that I have sold, and I netted $50,000. I've had it since I was 28, and now I'm 48. So, okay. I just said that on the radio, how old I am, but that's okay. I'm proud of it. Anyway, so I've netted $50,000. I'm going to call you up, do my 1031 exchange. So I've got $50,000. You're going to put a little thing for me. I don't want to take on any more debt. I just found this cute little condo in South Minneapolis for $50,000. I want to just take my $50,000 profit and buy a $50,000 condo. Is that going to work?
Oh, I wish it would work, but unfortunately, when you're doing a 1031 exchange, the reason that you get to defer all of those gains is the IRS thinks you're going to continue your investment into a property of equal or greater value. So you're going up in value and up or equal in equity. So if I net out $50,000, but I sold the property for $200,000, I need to take my $50,000 and move it to the next investment, and the next investment needs to be about $200,000 or more.
Okay.
In order to have a continuation of investment. So a lot of investors would like to be able to just take their equity and just reinvest their equity and not have to worry about anything else. But what we're talking about is called the napkin test, and under the napkin test, you got to offset your debt relief with new debt.
Okay.
And you have to acquire a property of equal or greater value. Hey, it's a small price to pay, considering you get to take all of your hard-earned equity and redeploy it into a property, hopefully that's going to do even better for you than your last, and build your wealth over time.
Okay. So, I guess part of me then is thinking, well, why not just pay the taxes and just get it over with? Why should I monkey around with this 1031 exchange? I mean, and then too, is there a fee? Is there fees involved with doing a 1031 exchange? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you don't work for free, but so why wouldn't I just forget it? I'll just pay the taxes and call it a day.
Sure. A lot of people are overwhelmed with the enormity. There's a lot of requirements. I got to do this within a certain time frame. They just say, I'm going to throw up my hands and pay my taxes. And for some people, that is the best option because they just can't deal with the complexity. But if you really want to protect your hard-earned equity, you got to play by the rules, and you got to know what the rules are so that you can keep all of your cash and redeploy it.
Okay.
But let's talk about what the slap on the wrist is, the big disincentive for just selling, and that is the federal government has raised capital gains rates over the last few years. So now we're at 20% federal, and then the state of Minnesota, the maximum rate is capping out now at 9.85%. So you kind of combine that together with your depreciation recapture, you're looking at giving away a third of your profit.
Wow.
To your sort of partner you didn't even know you had, Uncle Sam there, gets
Right.
a third of everything you make. So there's a big disincentive for just selling.
Okay, yeah, Uncle Sam is no longer my friend. So you mentioned too, so if we want to get some more information, CPEC, so it's C for commercial, P for partners, E for exchange, C for companies. So CPEC1031.com. And then what's your phone number where we could call you at, Jeff?
Sure. My direct dial is area code 612-643-1031, and we're doing business here in the Twin Cities, but we're also servicing Rochester, Mankato, St. Cloud, Duluth, and really I would love to talk to anybody that's looking at selling a property and talking about their options and sort of evaluating the best way for them to keep their hard-earned money working for them.
Yeah, so I guess that was going to be my question. So is it something we can just call to get an appointment? Do you do seminars or events or, what if, because, again, it's kind of something that's new to me. I've had my first investment property and, or maybe I'm just kind of looking to get out of it or, do something a little different. What's the best way to learn more about it?
Sure. Well, a great way to learn about it is I am a frequent blogger. I'm blogging on this topic 5 times a week, if you can believe it.
Wow.
So that's how much I'm out there. And I'm on LinkedIn and I'm on Facebook, so please connect with me, everyone. I'm going to be putting on a seminar actually on, I believe it's June 29th at the Wells Fargo location.
Awesome.
Off of McKnight in St. Paul.
Okay.
And so anyone looking to take a seminar or a continuing education class on 1031s, please give me a call and I'll get you the pamphlet on that seminar that's coming up at the end of June.
Okay, and tell me your phone number again.
612-643-1031.
Oh, really? I even read your note. Wow, how clever is that? Did you get to request that?
It's just good living.
That's great. Well, so it's been very useful. And like I said, too, that seminar, you can find more information. So one other kind of question that I have is, and maybe we can talk about even more in the next segment, but let's say, my rental property that I had, I owned it as a single person. So, but I know a lot of customers that we deal with, even at Wells Fargo, a lot of our clients that buy investment properties or have investment properties are in partnerships. So maybe they either own it with, a spouse, or maybe I can think of some friends I have, a couple of guys that said, hey, let's do this. We're crafty, we're handy, we can buy investment properties. Or sometimes we know businesses go sideways and so forth. So is that something that you could help out or handle as well if I had this partnership with somebody and now, I've done all the work, everything like that. This person's just kind of done nothing, but now we want to sell it. Do you handle things like that, situations?
That comes up so often. Right now, I've got a lot of cases where people have owned apartment buildings together, okay? And maybe the two individuals still get along great, but they're getting up there in years now, and they've accumulated a lot of wealth, and they say, we get along great. Our kids don't get along with each other at all, though, so we want to separate, and we want to kind of organize our estates so that there's not this commingling between the two families because the dynamics are good right now, but later on they may not be so good. So a lot of times people will come to me and say, hey, we're in a partnership. Can we do a 1031 exchange? And the answer is Congress excluded partnership interests from 1031s. I think it was in 1991 they pulled that out. So now we got to convert your partnership into a tenancy in common, a TIC. That's where we take it out of the partnership and drop it down into the individuals. Well, the questions you're going to ask me is, well, how long do we have to hold it as individuals?
Right.
And nothing makes accountants more nervous than a 1-second hold and then a sale out to a third party. So the longer we can have you hold your interest as a tenant in common, the better. There's a case out of California where a guy held it for 3 months. Then the IRS challenged him, and the taxpayer actually won. The IRS said, hey, you only held it for 3 months. And he said, that's long enough, and the court agreed with him. But if I can get ahead of a deal and talk to clients maybe a year even before they sell their property, get their affairs in order, get the ownership reorganized, and then have them hold it for a good solid 12 months, I feel pretty good about that case.
Right. So preparation really obviously is important in that case.
Absolutely.
And then we can talk a little bit about, but so is that something then you help facilitate as well if they're in the partnership, putting in the tenancy in common, or is that they have to do that on their own, or your company can help facilitate that as well?
It's a really good question. So I act as the 1031 facilitator. I give information and consultation regarding our services. A lot of times people will bring in their lawyer, their accountant, maybe their financial planner, maybe their mortgage lender, because all of these people kind of need to come together to offer their support to get the success that they want.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jeff. Again, really good information. Jeff Peterson with CPAC 1031, and I'm Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo Mortgage. 612-940-7335. We'll be back in a moment.